Hey everybody, welcome to a backbend focused class. This is going to it's going to be a little bit of both. The first 15 minutes of this class are going to be sun salutations and pretty repetitive. So the focus here is building heat in the body. And the second focus is repeating some stretches in those sun salutations to stretch the thighs and the upper chest. Because back bends are intense. They require a variety of space making in the body, and they're not something to do cold. And that could mean physically cold, meaning your body is cold, and it also means energetically cold. We kind of need to slowly open up the energy so that we can start moving into those back bends in a safe and fluid way. The peak pose here is wheel pose. You do not have to do wheel pose to get a great class. So the second half of the class is going to be some deeper stretches and some building blocks towards your wheel pose. And we do want yoga blocks. If you just don't have anything that looks like a yoga block at home, you can make do, but they will be helpful throughout the class. So just know that, 2 books that are about the same height or other kind of sturdy surfaces are totally fine. It doesn't have to actually be a yoga block. The final piece that I just want to throw in here at the beginning, and we're not going to focus on it so much, but the overarching theme of this class and this week is expanding love. And so relating this to the heart space. But what I want as we approach this class and this practice is that self-love. I find I've seen over the years, people, I don't do back bends, my body doesn't work that way, I wish I could, this kind of almost deprecating energy around a back bend, and I don't want that here for yourself. So essentially, this idea of I can do what I want to do, what I need to do, what's safe for me to do, and when that line is drawn, most likely by a physical restriction, that's when you just say, this feels good. I don't need to go to that next step. There's no hierarchy of good or bad moving forward or staying where you are. So, I want this kind of to keep putting that energy of love towards yourself, that overall arching acceptance and feeling really positive about the fact that your body can do any of this, which is, it's, brilliant in that alone. Just being able to move and reach up and touch down is good enough. So grab your blocks. We're actually going to put them kind of towards the back middle of your mat. We can arrange this as needed as we get started. But as I said, we are going to just kind of dive right into some sun salutations, and those will build as we move. So start at the top of your mat and actually widen your feet. We will start with a couple fluid movements here. First, just check into your body. And really kind of place that energy of love in the place that sometimes you can be, self-deprecating about. It might be a place that gives you pain. It might be a place that there's kind of a physical wish for it to look different. And instead, I want you to just pour love into that place. Feeling, again, the brilliance of your body, the intelligence of your body, the ability of your body. You can keep kind of pouring that love inwards, and then start to open, inhale like a cow or a cobra. And then exhale round into a cat. Do this a couple times. Inhale. And exhale. So there is fluidity required. Most peak poses, and when I say peak poses, I mean big poses. They require a mixture of fluidity, flexibility, and very clear intentional alignment. And that alignment is kind of the safety, and the fluidity is that energetic opening. Let's do one more. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, dive down. Go ahead and set your feet up so they're true hips width, toes straight ahead. And we're going to go right into some sun salutations and kind of build a flow. So on your next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, rise up into your low lunge and stay here for a breath or two. So I just want you to kind of put that attention, that awareness into your left thigh. Often we think about back bends and heart opening in the chest, but it's really our whole trunk that bends, and our hips and our thighs are an important piece of that. Take one more inhale. On an exhale, peel your elbows back, open your chest, and then place hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step back, plank. Exhale, lower to belly all the way down. If you're not coming onto your belly today, you can do cow-cat instead here. Inhale, lift up cobra. And exhale, push back, downward dog. Take a full breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, send it through, right knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, sink into hips. So the same thing. And you'll notice, of course, that the right and left side of your hip flexors, your thighs, they're different depending on how we move through the rest of our day, what activities we do, and how our body is in relationship to those activities. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, you're peeling your elbows down, keeping your chest lifted, and then touch. Inhale, lift your right knee. On an exhale, step forward and soft fold, knees bent. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, stand. So take a moment in neutral mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, right leg back. So same leg you were just on. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale. And so you'll notice as we continue repetition that things change. Take an inhale. On an exhale, that slow peeling of your elbows down. This time I want you to clasp your hands behind your back. And we'll stay here for a couple breaths. Sinking in. Inhale, free up arms. Exhale, hands down, right knee lifts. Inhale, step back, plank. And again, to the belly, all the way down. Again, modify as needed. Inhale, peel up, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, send it through, left knee down. Inhale, stretch arms up. And again, we'll be here for a couple breaths. Doesn't have to be a big conversation, but just notice what changes, what's changing. Always changing. Take an inhale. Exhale, peel those elbows down so it's a slow movement into the clasp. Switch up the grip of the hands. Straighten the arms as best you can. Lift through your heart and breathe. Inhale, arms free. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, arms beside your body. Breathe, one deep breath. And I find especially these neutral spots when we're in a back bend practice are so important. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, same foot you just had, knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale. Exhale, clasp. So either side is fine. Just 2 breaths. Lift your chest. Inhale, free up arms. We're going to change and do something different. You're going to bring your hands down. We're going to go really slow at first. And I want you to kick your left foot over to the left and start to sit back into a half virasana. So I did that kind of fast. But if you're looking at this and you're like, whoa, my knee doesn't go like that, then one of those blocks, and of course a pillow would be fine too if you don't have a block, underneath your right hip would be great. Or if needed, left foot out so knee is bent here. So wherever you're at, you're going to inhale and exhale, fold. So just breathe in here. We're stretching all the tissues around the hips, those thighs and legs. Good. Inhale, come back into your lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale to belly or modify. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath. Again, a place where our spine is neutral. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, foot through to hands, right knee down. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind, switch the grip. 2 breaths. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slow transition. Kick your right toes over to sitting in this half virasana. Adjust as needed. Inhale and exhale, lean in. On an inhale, come back up, left knee bent. Lift your heart. Exhale, hands frame, left foot, right knee lifts. Inhale, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, peel arms back to clasp. One breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, free it up. Start to move back. Adding on. So I'm going to do the blocks on the higher level, not the highest, but kind of a medium level. You can decide what works for you. So we want the blocks kind of just behind the hips. And so if you're not using blocks, just make sure that they're even height. We're going to push a little further back. Push and lift. So we're going to bring them in, lift the chest. So it's like you're kneeling on one. It's kind of like a half between a camel. And then lower. Bend left knee. Lift right. Step back plank. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a full breath. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, send foot through to hands. Drop your left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, peel down, clasp, opposite grip. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale, slow, soft transition back. Again, if this back bend variation doesn't work for you, go ahead and find the fold again. So we do want those blocks a little closer in. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift. Kind of half kneeling, half camel. Lower down. Bend right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, arms beside your body. We're going to take 2 breaths this time. As we kind of energetically shift, we are going to stick with the general theme, but it will change into high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, left knee lifted. Make sure you've got a nice wide stance between right and left here. Inhale, arms up. Also different here. Inhale. Exhale, wings, but bend that left knee and really peel your heart open. And then inhale, back leg straightens, front knee still bend. Exhale, peel. Inhale. Exhale. One more. This time you're going to step forward. Hold the outer edge of your left foot. Kick the knee down. We're not quite in a dancer pose. Lift your heart. If there's room for more stretch, kick a little bit back. Don't think about dancer. Think more about just stretching the front of that left thigh. And return. Step it down. One full sun salutation, and we'll do the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the mat. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look past hands. Hop or step. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, arms beside body. Second side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back, big step for lunge, right knee's lifted. Make sure you've got a nice wide stance, arms up. Take an inhale. Exhale like wings and back knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step forward. Catch that right foot. Right knee points down. So I find a difference on my right and left side. Right thigh is tighter. So I'm not going to kick as far back because I'm really here to stretch the thigh, not make the shape. The shape comes next. Keep breathing. And set it down. One breath, one sun salutation, and we move ahead. On an exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look past hands. Hop. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. And exhale, let it go. Great job, everyone. So we're going to, I'm kind of moving. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do it now. I'm moving our angle over by the wall. Not going to really use the wall until we're closer to wheel pose, but that way we're all set up. And if you have a wall, great. It's not essential. I'll talk about that more in a second. So, we're going to just do a couple stretches for the upper arms and upper back. We've already done some, but I want to do a little bit more. And then we're going to go right into building the pose. So first step, right arm beside your ear. Bend the hand back to touch the back of your upper back. Left arm holds right elbow. And then push your head into your right forearm. So this is good. We don't need to kind of fight for the clasp. If you have the clasp without a wrestle, then go ahead and find that. But we're really focusing on the top arm. So breathe there. And so again, talk about pouring love in. If there's places in your tissues, bones, muscles, joints that feel aggravation, stress, strain, simply giving them attention and giving them permission to soften in any way is an act of love and kindness to yourself. So go ahead and do that now for these last 2 breaths. And then release. Do a little neck roll either direction. Other side. Left arm up. Bend. Right hand helps along, and then push head into forearm. I find that that is one of the more helpful actions. Stay like this, or slide your hand up and connect. Breathe. Again, kind of pour that love, that attention, that allowance into places, the truly physical spaces, space between your joints, tendons, connective tissue, pour it there. Slowly release. And now head roll the other way. Next stage, we're just going to grab our block. We're going to take our elbows to the block and then lift it up. And then we're going to try to lift that block as high as we can. And so this is a little bit different. It's not really like a back bend, but it's building that strength behind your heart. So I'm trying to straighten my arms, almost like I could bring the block over my head. I can't, but I am straightening my arms. Just 3 more breaths. And then bring it down. And then some big shoulder shrugs. So it's just like anything. We want to build that strength behind our heart, but we also want it to be soft strength. Second and final one, just like this. Take your palms now, straight arms. And then see about, without creating the back bend, kind of pull the belly in. Just see about moving your arms back a little bit. So that's tricky. Try not to create the back bend, but simply just find a small additional range of motion. And then I just did something I didn't even realize I was doing. I started wanting to pull the block away, but that's not what we want to do. We want to push the block together. Because when you're in wheel, you're going to be pushing your arms closer together, not widening them. Okay, relax. Do some big head nods here. And then some head turns. Okay, we're ready to head to the wall. So if you have no wall, I know some people have small spaces, you can do dolphin pose on the mat. And that's going to kind of help along. So I'm going to kind of give everyone stages, and we're going to just do for a little bit and then move on. So stage 1 is going to be this dolphin pose with the blocks. Your elbows are tight, your hands are flat. Lift your legs, hang your head. And then you really want to bend those knees and open around your chest. This could be where you stop on the journey to wheel. Next stage. Same thing, more or less. Well, actually, a little different. It's going to be at the wall. So we want the blocks sandwiched to the wall. And you want your hands on those blocks. So I'm going to kind of move them up a little bit because I still want that dolphin style shape. The blocks are going to give me a little bit bigger range of motion, and I'm actually going to move my fingers to cradle the edge of the block. And then, but I still want enough room, everyone's body's different size. I want enough room that my forearms rest a little bit on the block. And then I'm going to arc my back towards the wall. Feet are more or less hips width apart. It's okay if they're a little wider. And I'm going to open up into those armpits. So all that strength we just built in the back, now it's time for it to soften and really stretch the front body. You let your head hang wherever feels right for you. Okay. When you come out, that's a big one. So when you come out of it, just kind of shrug it off. You could repeat. You could go back to the Gomukhasana arm stretch. Next stage is, so you can do this even if you know that wheel isn't in your wheelhouse. If you know wheel isn't, something your body wants to do, you can still set up for it and just work on kind of stretching the wrist by putting it on the block. So we are going to lay onto the mat. Blocks are firm to the wall. It may not look like that because I've got a little kind of stopper at the bottom, and that's totally fine. So you're going to lay with your hands, your head kind of between the blocks. Walk your feet in. And then we're just going to start with a bridge. Lift up. Walk your shoulders in, but kind of reach the edges of your mat. We don't need to clasp the hands anymore. While you're here, point the knees away from you, lengthen the thighs. Take one more breath. And lower. So the next stage, go ahead and repeat the bridge. Push the feet down, lift the hips. And then take your hands, so just like we did on the wall, your fingers are going to be on the edge of the block. So kind of wrapping around. And you're going to push into the blocks to lift your head up. So this might already be too much. Maybe you just stay at bridge with your hands wrapping. Otherwise, lift your hips higher now. Push and straighten. And this is useful because it gives you more lift in that tight upper back. 3 more breaths. Chin to chest. Elbows bend at the same time. Lower down. So I want you to just rest here. There's one more option. Wheel without the blocks. Or repeat anything we've done up until now. But before we go there, I want to kind of call out what we want to do in that pose when there's no support. Push your feet down. Lift your hips up. Lengthen low back. Lift heart. Push through hands. Restart the cycle. So we'll come up just the way we came into it with the blocks. So the cues are the same one way or another. You can stop anywhere along the way. So push feet down. Lift hips. Lengthen low back now. Hands alongside of ears or on blocks. Crown of head. Elbows are like squares. And then straighten up. Breathe. Chin to chest, lower, come down. Make your fingers like they're holding a single stem each. And let that energy flow. So I think that's really the value of a back bend, is the flowing of energy, the freeing up. Widen your arms. Lift your knees. We're going to take a gentle stretch, twist, knees to left. Turn the chin to the right. There's this thing where people think they want to round their back in response to a back bend. And I'm going to kind of discourage against that. The twist keeps the length in the spine, but it also resets the vertebrae. One more breath on this side. Knees up, arms wide. And then to the right. Chin turns left. So while I said twists are good to reset the spine, we don't need to go to the deepest twist there is. We want to be gentle with ourselves throughout the process of our practice. And I think that's one of the reasons that I don't always teach peak poses, even though I like to practice them, is that I want to retain value in gentleness. So even when we're going to those big places, we can be kind. We can pour that love on ourselves. Pour that love on our body. One more breath. Come through center. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then extend. Legs long. So I'm not going to do a long or really any Shavasana in this class. But I want you to be able to open that door to either some more stretches or a Shavasana. Thank you so much for being here.